Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football, the USC commitment sweatshirt. It's back on, kicking off what could be a very exciting Sunday afternoon with a commitment from four-star edge rusher Hayden Lowe from the state of California. The first thing that jumps out at me and the USC fans, we've been talking about it in the comment section for the last couple of weeks. In-state kid from the state of California. And we've talked about it, right? We love seeing Lincoln Riley go to Texas and Florida and Georgia, landing some of the top kids from all of those states. We know USC can do that with the brand that they have on the recruiting trail. But we've also talked about cleaning up the backyard and kind of hitting some of these layups with a ton of talented guys in the state of California. Hayden Lowe certainly checking that box. Want to get into Hayden Lowe, talk about what we see on the film, take a deep dive, talk about what he brings to this USC defense. Before we do, and as always, just want to give a massive shout out to the USC fans. You guys know I love talking this program, specifically on the recruiting trail. The amount of fight ons, the amount of support the USC fans continue to show to the fellas truly does mean a lot. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Rumor has it we got a few more commitments coming on Sunday. I got no other plans. We're breaking down USC commitments for the rest of the day. And without further ado, let's get into Hayden Lowe. And I think where I want to start before we get into the film is this kid's just a box checker, right? At 6'4", 240 pounds, those are what you want your edge rushers to look like going into their senior year of high school. And that kind of ideal frame really shows itself on the football field. He is one of those complete edge rushers that not only can get after the passer, but is also really good against the run. When you take a look at Hayden Lowe rushing the passer, I think my favorite asset or attribute that he has is the versatility in which he can win. This is a guy that has length, that has power in his hands. He can put his hands on offensive tackles and just kind of win with power, putting tackles right into the lap of the quarterback. He's also a phenomenal athlete with some serious juice off the line of scrimmage and can challenge tackles athletically, attacking the outside shoulder as well. And we talk about this all the time. When you're looking at special edge rushers, they can do it both ways. They can attack tackles in a ton of different ways. I think Hayden Lowe is one of those complete edge rushers that can win in the pass rush with a multitude of different ways. And then you talk about Hayden Lowe in the run game. 240 pounds. He is really strong at the point of attack, gets off blocks exceptionally well. He uses his hands really well. This guy looks like he's been playing college football for 3 to 4 years in terms of the hand usage and how he disengages from blocks. That's something that you don't normally see from high school kids. Hayden Lowe, very, very polished up. And I'll just kind of quickly say this before we get into the film. The last time we saw a 6'4", 240-pound edge rusher from Oaks Christian in California, I believe his name was Kayvon Thibodeau, and turned out to be a top 5 NFL draft pick. We kind of hope that Hayden Lowe has that same trajectory. Now, without further ado, let's get into the film. And I think you first want to talk about Hayden Lowe in terms of the power that he has. You're going to see him work through tackle and tight end, a little bit of a double team, and you're just going to see the power in the hands and also the motor. This is a guy that even working through a double team, going to work through it, continue to go after the quarterback, nice closing speed, finishing the play. And then you continue to look at the film. This rep, they just kind of forgot to block him. And if there's one guy up front you don't want to forget to block, it's probably Hayden Lowe. Really good get off. I mean, really good functional athleticism too. I think we sometimes overlook this when we're talking about 240-plus pound athletes. Hey, go make a tackle in open space on the quarterback. You see a lot of athletic quarterbacks oftentimes get out of these plays. Hayden Lowe is a very fluid athlete when it comes to breaking down and tackling in space. Kind of overlooked, but that is a really strong attribute as well. We saw him use the power on the first rep. Let's look at a little bit of a speed rush here, just showing the juice off the line. He's a guy that can win on the outside shoulder too, using hands, disengaging, bending that corner, and going out, making a play on the quarterback. Nice, really impressive rep from Hayden Lowe there. You continue to work through the film, and you continue to see the multitude of ways that Hayden Lowe can impact the defense. Playing here again, similar spot, power, disengaging. Again, like you're attacking the outside shoulder, but you're also getting the hands off you. And I think that's really important. He knows how to use his hands, run that corner, closing speed exceptionally well. As you work through the film, I just don't see many holes in his games. He's a very versatile edge rusher that has a lot of moves and tool bag moves that he can go to get after the quarterback, playing the run game. You see him here playing on the inside of the defensive line. We talk about the versatility that Danton Lynn is going to demand of some of these defensive linemen. You take a look at Hayden Low here, playing like right over the center here, winning with some speed, getting behind the backfield, and again, closing speed, making tackles on ball carriers. You absolutely love to see it. And you take a look at what USC is doing in this 2025 class. You got to give so much credit to Coach Henry. You talk about one of the most underrated hires that we saw. Yes, you bring in Danton Lynn from UCLA. We've talked about that at length, an absolute home run hire at the defensive coordinator spot. You're bringing Coach Henry from the NFL. I think the big question was, can he get it done on the recruiting trail? He's never really had to do that at the NFL level. We are quickly getting our answer. And if Coach Henry turns out to be any sort of player developer, he was at the NFL at the collegiate level, working with guys like Justice Terry, Isaiah Gibson, now Hayden Lowe. You are seeing Coach Henry kind of take his chops from the NFL level, kind of sell recruits on, hey, I'm one of the best player developers you'll see on the defensive line in the collegiate landscape. You come here, you're going to get coached up to be an NFL draft pick. That is one of the most important things you can sell to some of these young athletes. And as frustrating as the 2023 season was for USC, we've said it a couple times, it forced Lincoln Riley to make some significant changes in terms of how he's going to run this USC program. And that's important. You see a lot of other really good head coaches that have had just the amount of success, actually probably less success than Lincoln Riley has had during his time at Oklahoma and USC, and they don't make changes. I love to see Lincoln Riley say, yeah, I've won a lot of college football games during my career as a head coach. That does not mean I'm going to stop innovating and looking for ways to run a program better. And you're seeing Lincoln Riley do that on the recruiting trail. You're hoping it manifests on the fall or during the fall in the 2024 season. Appreciate you guys rocking with the boys again. I think we're going to have a few more commitments on the docket. I got no plans Sunday afternoon. We're breaking down USC commitments. Appreciate you guys rocking with the boys again. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.